of the Egyptians, they prefer to come. The city was established in 331 BC, and it was the capital of Egypt from 331 BC until the Mediterranean Sea. And this is one of the important squares in Alexandria. Saad Zaghloul Square, it's in the city center, and in the middle we have a statue of Saad Pasha Zaghloul, who was a nationalist leader.
Want to be put in public, this supercomputer can access up to 13.7 gigabytes in 1 second. Used for the computer knowledge.
time of the fort, or before building this fort. Here, in this place exactly, we have the ancient lighthouse, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The ancient lighthouse was built in 279 BC. It was built at the same time when the great library of Alexandria was built. And as I told you, my friends, both of the 2 buildings were built by the time of the first 2 Ptolemies, Ptolemy I and Ptolemy II. The ancient lighthouse was one of the biggest constructions or buildings in the whole world during that time. Some said that it was 120 meters high. Some said that it was higher than the pyramid. So it was between 140 to 180 meters high. We don't have an original photograph to represent for us how was the original shape of the old lighthouse. All what we have now is just the descriptions of some of the historians who described how was the shape of the lighthouse, and according to these descriptions we have some drawings, but how was it exactly? It's still also obscure. Anyway, all of the ideas confirmed that it was 3 floors. Some said the first one was circle, the second was square, the third was octangle. Some said that the first was circle, the second was a square, and the third was octangle. Anyway, it's 3 floors with a very big statue of Poseidon, about 7 meters high on the top. And it was one of the highest buildings in the world during that time. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. They said that it could guide the ships to the port here of a distance more than 150 kilometers to the port, and it had a big fires and very big mirrors that could reflect the rays of the sun to burn the sails of the enemy's ships, or the ships of the enemies trying to attack Alexandria. So it was not only for the trade activities but also for the defensive activities, and it was one of the most important buildings in the world, and it helped Alexandria to be the most important commercial city and the first port in the world. The ancient lighthouse played its role from the time of its construction in 279 BC until the 14th century. During the 14th century, 2 destructive earthquakes, they destroyed the lighthouse. One of them was in 1312. Some said that the second one was 1326, and maybe the final destructive one, they said that it was 1376. Anyway, 1 or 2 or maybe 3 destructive earthquakes, they destroyed the old lighthouse. And in the 15th century, in its same place, the Sultan of Muslims, his name was Qaitbay. Qaitbay was the Sultan of Muslims, and he decided to fortify the same area of the lighthouse by building this fort. And he built this fort mainly to defend against the Turks and the Ottomans who were threatening Egypt during that time. This way is the way direct to the southern European countries. Between Africa and Europe is the Mediterranean Sea. So this is the way direct to Turkey. So the Mamluks in the 15th century, they expected the Turkish attack or the Ottoman attack, of course, will be from the sea. That's why the Sultan of Muslim Qaitbay, who ruled Egypt 29 years, he was a very brave Sultan, we decided to build this fort here and another fort at Rosetta. You know Rosetta? Rosetta is a place in which Champollion found Rosetta Stone. That's why we call it Rosetta Stone, because it was found in this place. The 2 branches of the Nile, Rosetta is one of them. So he built 2 forts, one here, the other one in Rosetta, or at Rosetta. And they were built mainly to defend against the Ottomans who were threatening Egypt during that time. They paid great attention about this fort. Even we can say that one of the sultans, he said that if any one of the workers, of the soldiers here, took anything or takes anything outside the fort, he will be hanged next to the gate of the fort. Because they thought that this will be the first defensive line against the Turks. And in spite of all of this intention of building the fort, the Turks and the Ottomans, they succeeded to come and they invade Egypt. But they didn't come from the sea. They came from the desert. And they put an end to the Mamluk family, and we started the Ottoman family in Egypt in 1541 or the 16th century. So it was the end of the Mamluk family and the beginning of the Ottoman family and the Ottoman time in Egypt. It was from the 16th century until 1882, when the British came with their strong navy and they bombed the fort and they succeeded to come to Egypt, and we start the British time in 1882. That's why the fort was badly affected by the British bombardment or by bombing the fort, and the fort was restored several times during the 20th century. Now, as I told you, my friends, 1 o'clock exactly in the bus. You have a nice, it could
What's that? We have to go higher. Okay.
But first, they planned to build it here. This was in 1960. During that time, the Antiquities Department, they said no. They said we have to investigate this place first to be sure that it doesn't contain any monuments. It was like a conflict. The government, the house...